What's up guys, and welcome back to another EVE Online video. Today we're out in Wormhole Space and we are looking at some Ninja gas cloud huffing in Wormhole Space. But before we dive into that, I just wanted to also bring to people's attention, in case you weren't aware, CCP recently introduced the allowing to use friend referral links retrospectively, which means you can now apply referral links to existing accounts, like your main, for example, if you haven't already. So you can, and why do you want to do that? You can get the free 1 million skill points, which is obviously very, very nice. So I just did it with WOD. I used someone else's referral link on WOD, and now I've got well over 1 million skill points sat here ready to use. So if you weren't aware and you want to do that, if you head to the description, my referral link is in there and you can apply it to your accounts and you'll get your free 1 million skill points. So don't miss the opportunity. You don't know how long CCP are going to let this happen, so jump on it. But anyway, now that that's out the way, let's get back to some Ninja gas huffing. So what is gas huffing? What's Ninja gas huffing? Basically, there are different types of gas clouds throughout New Eden. They're a resource just like ore or something. You've got different gas clouds as well. They need to be scanned down through probe scanning. There are gas clouds in K-space. They're like the nebula, and they have a gas called like mitosorosin and cytosorocin, something like that. They're used in capital builds and booster manufacturing. But in Wormhole Space, you get fullerenes, fullerene gas. These are the Wormhole Space is the only place you can get fullerene gas, and it's pretty valuable. It's used in Tech 3 manufacturing primarily, maybe exclusively. Although I think they might have introduced it into the capital builds with one of the recent manufacturing changes. But basically, there's a bunch of different types of wormhole sites, wormhole gas sites, and they go up in difficulty depending on what class of wormhole you're in. So we can just go to EVE University Wiki. I'll put the link to this page in the description as well. Basically, you can learn all about gas here. Mitosorosin, cytosorocin, they're all K-space. And then fullerenes is where you get in Wormhole Space. Basically, you can see the different types of gas, and they go up in value as you work your way down. But they're also only available in certain classes of wormhole. So these ones will spawn in like C1 and 2, all the way up. Actually, I think they can spawn in all of them. But these ones you can only sort of get in C3, C4. Wormholes, and then these two, instrumental and vital core reservoirs, they only spawn in C5 and C6. But these are very high value gases. The C320 and C540 are very high value gases. And now question is, so that's gas harvesting, very quick summary. Next question is, what is Ninja gas harvesting and why do you need to? In Wormhole Space, these fullerene gas sites, they all have rats. There's NPC spawn happens in the sites of varying sizes. So these early sites, they have a very small spawn, like 4 or 5 frigates that you could handle in a procurer pretty easily. But down to, I think the instrumental has maybe 6 sleeper battleships. The Sleepless Keeper, I believe. Which, if we take us into this page, 4 Sleepless Sentinels, but these are incredibly strong. You'd need a Marauder or a fleet of battleships to take these out. So, okay, how can you go and harvest it if there's wormhole rats in there? The trick is, the rats only spawn after 20 minutes. So after the first person warps into the site, that is considered, the site is considered triggered, and after 20 minutes after the trigger, the rats spawn, and then they stay there until they're killed. So you can't warp out, wait an hour and come back in. The rats will still be there. So you've just got 20 minutes to get in, harvest as much as you can, and get out. It's an invisible timer, so you can't see it, so you've got to keep an eye on the clock yourself and warp out as soon as you see rats spawn. The one exception to this rule is the ordinary perimeter reservoir. That has sentries, so turrets in it, and they are spawned from the word go. So first time you warp into an ordinary, you might get blapped by the turrets. So be very careful with them. The rest, you should have 20 minutes. One of the problems is you don't know if anyone's warped into the site before or not. So I'm in a C5 wormhole, and I've scanned down a vital and an instrumental, which is why I decided to record. These are the two high value sites. I'm going to warp to the instrumental core reservoir and hope that there is nothing, no rats there already. Someone hasn't already triggered it. If they do, you've got to warp out as quickly as possible, because you've got maybe 3 or 4 seconds before they lock you up and start shooting. Other thing about gas harvesting, so I'm in a prospect. You can't really see it at the moment because I'm cloaked, but I'm in a prospect for the bonuses. But you can do this in ventures. So you need a couple of gas cloud scoops and put them on a venture. You'll have 5,000 meters cubed mining hold, which should see you through about the 20-minute mark. And you can pull in really good cash for super low risk. Like that venture can cost you 5 million ISK with the 2 gas cloud scoops. If you go in with a clean pod, then you've got 5 million risk, and you can earn in those 20 minutes. You could pull in these top sites maybe 100 million. I mean, we'll find out now. I'll run the instrumental and we'll see what we can earn before the rats spawn. But yeah, like it's really lucrative stuff. So I live in wormhole space, so we like to do this from time to time. But if you can do this from HiSec. If you like doing a bit of exploration and want to go and get yourself a bit of gas and just take it straight to market, then scan down a wormhole, pop your head in, find some gas, and then go get your venture, and then just go huff it. All it takes once you're there is 20 minutes, and then the rats spawn, you've got to leave. So this is good fun. I'm not going to go into fits or anything, because honestly it's pretty simple. So if you get a venture, just fit it how you want, but put 2 gas cloud scoops on it. This prospect isn't the best fit because I've got it set up for mining as well as gas cloud harvesting. So for example, in the low slots I've got mining laser upgrades. These do nothing for gas cloud harvesting, so I'll be better off having nanofiber internal structures or something for a line time. But I have got burst jammer, because also remember, it's not just the rats. You're in wormhole space. Anyone could be there and you don't know. There's no local, and people will come and try and kill you while you're doing it. So with the venture, you've got the extra warp core strength, so you should be able to get out. Prospect, I don't have that, so I've got the burst jammer just in case. That's enough to get me away. But anyway, that's enough chatting. The clock is probably blurred, so you have to take my word for this, but it's just turned 21:22, so I'm going to warp into the instrumental core reservoir, and at 21:42 is when we should be looking at warping out. Make sure you got your tabs right though, because we need to make sure there's nothing when we land, which there might be. Nothing. Okay, so we have triggered it at 21:22. I'm going for the C320. Target, come on. And turn on my gas harvesters. I'm just going to pulse my prop mod once, because what you don't want to do as well is you don't want to stay at warp-in. If you are at warp-in and you stay there, then when anyone else warps in to come and kill you, you will be on warp-in, they'll land on you, and they can just decloak and kill you. Some gas clouds are huge. So this C320 you can see is massive. we're still within 0 of it, and we've gone quite a long ways from the warp-in point, 37 kilometers already. So if we can just go to the edge of that and then work your way around, no one's going to get on top of you cloaked, because the gas cloud would decloak them, and then you get a bit of a heads up that they're coming in. So I'm going to pulse that again. These don't have big range, so you want to make sure you're not going too fast to suddenly pull range on the cloud. But like, you can see how big this is. Like, we've traveled now 72 kilometers from the warp-in, and we're not even really at the edge of the cloud yet. These things are huge. But also very lucrative. We've had, this is about to be 3 cycles, so 6 cycles of a gas cloud harvester for 3 times 2, and that will be that's now 1.5 million ISK. So that's gone very quickly. We've been here less than 2 minutes. You can also check the status of the clouds with a survey scanner, just like you can with rocks. So we can see that there's a bunch of C320 left, like loads, 120,000. We've only got 12,000 hold, so theoretically you could spend 5 prospects here to fill up just on this one cloud. But yeah, the C540 is a much smaller cloud in this site. It's just this one, so we're a long way from it now. But C320 is huge. This is basically it. So I'll keep recording, but I'll shut up and we'll skip forward to the to when the rats spawn, or at least till 21:42, which will be the time. And then I'll restart the video and we'll see about the rat spawning. It's also worth mentioning it's possible that they won't spawn. This is unlikely, but someone may have come in and cleared the rats out already, because you get the blue loot from them, and it's very lucrative. So if we just go to instrumental again, there goes. Someone could get 64 million ISK by clearing the rats out of this site, and then they might not harvest it. If that's the case, like, that's the jackpot, because that then means we can just sit and harvest all of this cloud, and there'll be a couple of billion on grid that we can harvest. But as I say, I'll now cut through to the 20-minute mark, and we'll see where the rats spawn, and whether we need to leave, and how much we've pulled in that 20 minutes. We're already at 3.5 million. Alright, see you guys in a sec. Alright, so they've spawned. They spawned a little bit early. So I've got to warp off. They spawned at 15 minutes. Just 2 of them on at the moment. I guess the other 2 might come in soon. But yeah, okay, so they spawned at 15 minutes. So you do have to pay attention. It's not like a given 20 minutes. It's roughly 20 minutes, and it's an invisible clock. So you do have to be paying attention. You can't AFK to the 20-minute mark and set an alarm. But basically, in the 15 minutes we were in there, with 37, so it was exactly 15 minutes. We pulled in 15 million, which is pretty good. Times that by 4 for an hour, you can get 60 million an hour. Obviously you can't guarantee that through ninja huffing, but because obviously you can only do it for 20 minutes before moving on. But if you get a full one of those sites, you're looking at 60 million an hour per ship. What I'm going to do now is just go to the vital core and do the same thing, because I want to find out if C540 is worth any more than C320. So again, what time is it? 39 we're warping in at. And this one also isn't triggered, which is good. I want the C540. And we'll start the timer again. And then we just do the same thing. So if you've got, you can get some wormholes with like 5, 6, 7, even more gas sites in. If you can find them, then obviously you can do this for a couple of hours, just doing 20 minutes in each one and moving on. And you can fill up your venture or your prospect and then take it back out to HiSec and sell it. I actually do Tech 3 manufacturing, so I use this gas for manufacturing of Tengus and the subsystems, of which I will eventually do another video on how to do Tech 3 manufacturing. So I use this stuff. I won't take it out to HiSec, and it becomes even more lucrative for me because obviously, as you stack resources into manufacturing, it tends to be worth more money. But so I'm going to now sit here for up to 20 minutes, and then we can see which gas is worth more, 540 or 320, because I actually can't remember. And then how much I'll have earned at the end of close to 40 minutes in Ninja gas huffing. So I will see you all in 15 minutes or so. So an Astero has just appeared on my D-scan. Enviro 81 kilometers. I'm not too concerned. Like, an Astero can definitely kill me, but if he warps in, he should be decloaked. So I'm going to stay here. He's also not sent out any probes yet. So the other thing, yeah, so if you're out huffing in wormhole space and you see someone on scan, either he's already scanned this down because maybe he lives here. There is an Astrahus in the system, so someone lives here. So it could be that he already has everything scanned down. But often, if you see someone, you'll then see some probes come out, which indicates they're scanning down sites. And then you can use your range to try and work out whether or not they're scanning down your site. I'm going to take the risk on it at the moment because I'm comfortable taking that said risk. But if you're not, then this is where you'd leave. You see someone on scan, you go, okay, taking this far enough. I'll take my 19 million and I'll go home. But as I'm gonna stick around. I've only been in this site for 4 minutes. 4 minutes. If he gets me, he gets me. Because you are difficult to catch in gas clouds. And this has a 2-second align time, or 2.3 second align time, so I'm always confident I can get away. So on this occasion, 18 minutes.
Warp drive active.
So first room was 15, this one is 18. But it's, as I say, random. So got to keep an eye on it. I had a few more minutes, so I got a little bit of extra C540, sorry, but they're worth effectively the same. So it's 15 and 18 is 33 minutes. I've earned 33 million. So yep, 60 million in an hour is what that would get you. So yeah, that's Ninja gas cloud harvesting. Pretty lucrative, pretty easy, like ridiculously low risk if you consider risk as a financial risk. It's a very low risk way of enjoying a bit of wormhole space and earning some cash while you're doing it. So if you like what you see, go out and do it. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. If you want to see more wormhole stuff or industrial resource harvesting, any of that kind of thing, I release videos pretty regularly. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching, guys, and I will see you all in the next one. Cheers.